Welcome to ID the Future, a podcast about intelligent design and evolution.
But here's where things get dangerous. The philosophy of Darwinism and evolution leads to eugenics.
Hitler killed the Jews because of his belief in evolution. He was trying to speed up the process.
I shall perfect my own race of people. A race of atomic supermen that will conquer the world.
Yet the scientists, by the way, you guys 100 years ago were saying that we should breed out certain races because they were inferior.
Well, Charles Darwin wrote a book, and the title of the book was this: "In the Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection, or the Preservation of Favored Races in the Struggle for Life." You see, Charles Darwin was a racist.
I think the evolution theory is directly responsible for what happened to the slaughter of the Aborigines. Evolution is the foundation for Nazism. A direct line runs from Darwin through the father of eugenics movement, Darwin's cousin Francis Galton, to the extermination camps of Nazi Europe.
Do you guys ever get sick of hearing creationists talk about how Darwinism led to Hitler and the Holocaust?
So I'm making this video because I'm sick and tired of the anti-evolutionists out there constantly bringing up Hitler and Nazi eugenics programs as some kind of argument for why people shouldn't accept evolution.
And that is also why I am making my video. Creationists are forever claiming that evolution is racist. This is a desperate and hateful lie. Many people have refuted this slander, and they've detailed many factual reasons why it is not true. Those who know more than I do about evolution and history have demolished these charges better than I could, so I won't repeat their arguments here. I think there is one single point that needs some emphasis that I don't think gets much mention. This one point may seem obvious, but it gets overlooked in all the detailed discussions of history and biology. This fact by itself refutes all of these creationist claims. The point is this: people have been selectively breeding livestock and crops for thousands of years. Before they invented the fiction of Jehovah, they knew the fact that they could select the tamest animals or the tastiest crops or the most desirable livestock and breed them to keep the desirable traits and to make those traits common in their herds and crops. Likewise, they knew that they could eliminate the undesirable traits by not breeding those crops. Creationist Dr. Ken Hovind likes to say that with all the breeding of dogs, you will get a lot of variety of dogs, bigger dogs, smarter dogs, or dumber, but you'll still just get dogs. Breeding dogs will never yield cats. This is what the creationists have called microevolution. Like everything else with creationists, the terminology they use is not scientific, but you get the point. They accept that evolution occurs within kinds of animals, but they deny that these different kinds, like dogs and cats, could possibly have a common ancestor. And that is where we encounter the problem with their claim that Darwinian evolution leads to eugenics, racism, and even Nazism and genocide. The problem is that eugenics and racism are only about microevolution. They only involve changes within the human species. These same creationists claim that all human races descend from Noah's Ark as part of Noah's family. So they recognize that the microevolution that they accept as real can create the different races of man and breeds of animals. So where in all of this talk of race and eugenics does Darwin come in? Darwinian evolution, according to the creationists, is about macroevolution. And again, that's their terminology. It means evolving from one kind to another. While they won't define kind, it may be thought of as different species or a different genus. Kind is a biblical word, so that's the word they use. I wonder what the biblical word is for a rocket ship or airplane. Oh well, I digress. The point being, eugenics and racism only involved microevolution, which the creationists accept as real, and what creationists reject is macroevolution, which isn't about variation within species, but is about totally different species evolving. Even with genetic engineering offering the prospect of selecting disease resistance or improving human intelligence, no eugenicist is advocating or ever has advocated the creation of a non-human species from the human genome. This whole evolution equals racism and eugenics argument is just another pathetic attempt by believers to keep their minds and myth safe from reality.